Check, check, check. It's working. Check, 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 check. All right, here we go. I got a message from one of our programmers that there's a new version of what's preliminarily being called spectroscope. So let me grab that right now. And I'm like, hey, it's freezer burn. These guys had a trial by fire yesterday. I told them first show is always Murphy's Law and it'll always be a disaster, but this was a hell of a disaster. Went to go play a show with no permit. That's awesome. All right. Now my brother's band's practicing in the background. All right, so let's see. I grabbed the plug-in. I gotta go dump it into the folder here. See, date modified. Here we go. Okay, here we go. I'll pull this up on a test file. This is a test file you can go download for free from our website, by the way, if you want to actually play with this stuff. I need a little sunshine. Need a little love. I need a little sunshine. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this thing. And let me read the notes here. Okay, this one fixes the shifting around issue, has a comparison mode where a sidechain input shows as a negative. If both inputs are the same, the display nulls out. Has mouse cursor tooltip for the frequency and amplitude where you're hovering. Also, the settings are cleaned up. I'll need to put a button to go back to the old comparison mode if wanted. And I still need to make the trigger mode in that one view start at the bottom instead of the top, but those are very small things. Okay. So let's see. I'm just going to play this on a kick drum track real quick. Just going to have a look at what it... I need a little sunshine. Need a little love. I need a little sunshine. Can you spare me some? My habits are hard to beat, but I'm still sitting in the driver's seat. Oh, nice. Okay. Much simpler now. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this now, just going to make a new track that's going to have a snare on it. Actually, the snare is going to be from Intuition. A lot of our plugins come with a sample so that you can always kind of test it out if you need. And makes it really easy to loop and things. And in case you haven't gotten the gist of this company, we really want to make it so that you can see and understand what's going on with stuff. So even our compressor has kind of an oscilloscope on it. So I'm going to make it loop like a snare sample. Make this a little bit slower. Okay. So we're going to test the trigger mode on this thing. Turn this on. And so here's a little threshold control. Okay, so This is doing what I want. It's not moving around anymore, but really need a way to move this to the right. Now here's his mouse tooltips that he's talking about. So if you put this little flashlight here, it'll tell you how loud what frequency is. Now one of the reasons for this plugin is so that we can use our iconic reverb to kind of, like, if you have a reverb you really like, or even if you have an impulse you really like, you can do your best to match it with this tool. I don't know if you ever tried impulse reverbs where you really like the sound, but you need it a little bit longer or shorter, and the impulse kind of falls apart. So in this case, we're doing it with DSP, and you'll be able to make it longer or shorter without it croaking in the same way. So, all right, so I'm not super thrilled with the way this this starts. Really kind of need to make this start later. So let me tell him I'm trying it now. I got to talk to the programmer a little bit. I really want a way to move this later in time, or into the middle. So I'm telling him trigger is really stable. It wasn't really stable before, honestly. Though now it feels like we really need a way to move this spectrum away from the edge. So let's try, maybe we'll do some reverb comparisons here. So let's do some comparisons. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'll just make a new file here. Save this somewhere. Save this in gear tests. I'll just call this spectrum test. So this is going to carry the snare sample. I'm just using, it's handy. Just, you already have this compressor, may as well use it, right? I'm gonna make this a little longer again. We're gonna feed this to 2 tracks. They're gonna do a reverb. So I'm gonna take this out of the master. And I'm gonna make 2 more tracks. It's gonna be iconic, and this is gonna be reverb. I was going to throw an impulse on here, so I'm going to use Reaper's included convolution reverb. Let's find the file. Let's do a gold foil. Okay. And then iconic is going to have our iconic reverb, of course. Yeah, I usually leave my plugins unregistered for our plugins so that I can see what the registration window is going to do. Can always fix that. Okay. And I'm going to put spectroscope here. Now there's supposed to be a way. It's going to use the sidechain because not all DAWs. Most DAWs are honestly crap compared to Reaper when it comes to routing. So we need sidechain to get in instead of just separate inputs, which you should be able to use. But something is not optimized. You see this is a little bit sticky. I have a feeling that this guy is munching video card or whatever. So, but that's okay. So I'm going to route this to both reverbs. Probably going to take this out of the master for now. Or actually, I can just turn it down, honestly. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to look. I want to see that reverb in the side chain. So how do I do that? So I'm going to route this guy, pre-fader, add new send. That's going to go to iconic. That's going to go to 3 and 4. And it's going to be pre-fader, but post effects. Now, allegedly, this should, I should be able to compare reverbs, and I don't know. Okay, I'll ask my programmer real quick. So you see how there's a this kind of blue thing right here? Like watch, if I turn off reverb. So now we're just seeing iconic. So this should be a way to compare these two. So I'm gonna put this in that trigger mode here. And the other problem is that, you know, for some things this trigger is not going to work all that good, but we would use the MIDI note-based mode. In fact, that wasn't working earlier, but let's see if that is working now. But that would be in a specific tempo, which isn't ideal, unless I had a sample in there. Let me, actually I could do that. Let's just we can just put a spike in here. Oh, that was not cool. Okay. I could use a snare sample, or I could use a spike. Studio, Dropbox, studio folder. Oh no, you know what? I have my do have an impulse. I had 48K. Okay, 48K sample impulse. So if I put this in here, turn on snapping. I should put it somewhere in the middle, actually. Let's do that. Okay. Okay, so let's see what happens when I do this. So I'm going to loop this. I don't know if this is giving me enough to drive the reverbs here. Let's see if we're getting anything. Getting something pretty faint. That's really not ideal. Maybe I'll try a sample. Let's see. Where are all my drum samples? Man, I used to have so many drum samples that have them. I'd know exactly where they were because I was constantly using them. And now I really don't. Drum samples. Okay, let's see. LM1, perfect. So I'll try this instead. Okay. That's decent. So that's a measure. I'm not sure what this note thing is going to do. Nothing. Okay. So I think the blue is where the things are different. Is that how this works? I don't remember. What if I change this to half? Okay, no, I need it on a measure. That's fine. Okay. So this orange one is iconic. Let me see. So it says okay, sidechain input shows as a negative, and if both inputs are displaying, the display nulls out. Okay. Not exactly sure how that works. Oh, this flashlight thing's really cool though. Let's listen to these. So here's the impulse. And then here's what Iconic's doing. Okay, so. Okay, so first of all, just make it all the way wet. And then something's wrong with this display. For some reason, it's not showing the knobs. Okay, so hopefully from spectroscope we can tell how long this is supposed to be. See how long the highs go. Let's try that. See, so that's getting closer, right? So lows are too long. So what is that? 100 hertz. All right, so let's. Wait, this should be. Closer. Now, never mind that we may be able to get nowhere near the early reflection sound and everything from this, but let's see how far off we are right now. Okay, not super bad, huh? Okay. Interesting. That was just a couple moves. So 100 hertz is still lasting longer than. That is very interesting. So I think it's louder at first, like it needs more of an initial spike. This right here just needs to last longer. It's kind of crazy. Closer. Okay, so it has it's kind of a longer attack. Let's try doing a see if we can do anything with the early reflection. It sounds harder, doesn't it? Why is that so loud? How is the reverb going that loud? Okay, yeah, maybe we gotta turn this down. Sorry. It's not so bad. He needs more smack. Nope. Also sounds way more mono, doesn't it? Add. Oh, there we go. I still don't understand. What do you call those things? Like that kind of reverb, the shoegaze reverb or whatever. All right, so see, so it's going showing the negative display here. So you know that shows what the differences are anyway. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. But all right, I gotta start cleaning up over here. So see you guys later. Up here. This is how this is supposed to look. So if I'm looking at either one of these reverbs by itself versus this, oops. So it's subtracting, so you can clear it up a little bit easier. That's kind of cool. Still, there's a lot to matching reverbs that may be beyond my abilities, even with this tool. So I tell you what, I actually like this. So I'll pull up the test project again.
lock back.
Alright, so I'm gonna take off.